Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia, and this is What Happened on the Soaps, Bold and the Beautiful edition. All right, let's get right into this. Today is Wednesday, June the 8th, 2022. Um, and on a scale of 1 to 10, you know how we do. I'm going to give this a 7. That was a 7. Let's get right into it. So we see that Hope, Liam, Deacon, and Brooke are talking, and she has just informed Deacon that you cannot come to my house, sir. My husband does not want you here. I'm trying to get my marriage back on track, and you're a part of the reasons why it is off track right now. So if you and Hope are adults, y'all can go see each other outside of my home. And Deacon and Hope are like, wait, what are you talking about? But Deacon says, let me just talk to your mom alone. And she says, Deacon, no, like I just told you, I don't want you here. And so Hope says, Dad, and so Liam's just like, listen, if you want him to stay, Brooke, okay, but Deacon, if you don't want to leave, like he like, I don't know what to do with y'all. I mean, Deacon, you have to leave if this woman tells you to leave. So, anyways, Brooke says 5 minutes, and so Hope tells him make the most of your 5 minutes. So they gather up their snacks, and they go to um their cabin. Why were they in the? I just realized why were they in Brooke's house anyways? I mean, I knew they went to the pool, but I mean, at the I still say what I said yesterday. Get your own place, please. Like it would be so much easier. So Deacon tells Hope, you know, excuse me, Deacon tells Brooke, Hope is here. My grandchildren are here. Like, you're really gonna tell me to leave? I can't come on the property? And she says, y'all, you could see them anywhere else. The city is big. Y'all could go anywhere and, see. Which, okay, Brooke, I agree with that. Because honestly, if Hope is gonna stay on your property, she does have to follow your rules. And she tells Deacon, Ridge is the reason, you're one of the reasons Ridge is not home, and I want my husband to want to come home. So I'm going to do everything I can in my power to do that. And so Deacon's just like, don't let Ridge win. And she said, this is not Ridge. This is me. And so he says, I can't believe you're doing this. Like, you're begging Ridge, begging him to come home. He has every reason to want to come home. He don't want to come home. Like it's on him not coming home. That has nothing to do with me. She said, yes, it does. He doesn't want you here. I didn't listen to him last time. I'm going to listen to him this time because maybe if I had listened, the things that I did with you wouldn't have never happened. Maybe she would have got drunk, but Deacon wouldn't have been there and she wouldn't have kissed him. And so she tells Deacon, you say you love me. He said, I do love you. She said, then you would abide by my wishes and go on somewhere. That's what I heard. And so Deacon, I mean, he don't like it, but it is what it is. So then we see Hope and Liam in the back, and Liam is just like, tell me how you feel about this. And she says, well, I mean, what can I say? This is my mama property. And Hope feels a little bit guilty because she is the reason, that Deacon came. She says, months ago, I pushed for him and my mom to have some type of, getting to know each other relationship. And then that happened with all that. She said, so if Ridge, this is what Ridge needs to come back, I support my mom in getting Ridge back. I said, child, I didn't know there was pick me's everywhere. But anyways, Liam is just like, all right, I hear you on that. So anyway, she and Liam end up getting back to being the loving couple that they are. Now I said, okay, I'm all for like y'all. I know y'all want to do love scenes and everything, but y'all could have had somebody else in this few minutes that you did this love scene. Y'all could have had another character actually speaking. But it is what it is. Let's move right along. That's it with them. So then we see Dollar Bill. He done came to Ridge office and Ridge said, oh my God, what are you doing? That tickled me. Ridge said, oh my God, what are you doing here? And Dollar Bill said, well, dang. Tell me how you feel without telling me how you feel. He was like, what you want? And he said, I came. No, and Dollar Bill said, let me get serious. I came to tell you, I'm sad, my condolence for Finn. I'm terribly sorry about everything that's happened with Steffi. You know, he just wanted to just talk to him about that or whatever, and so Ridge is just like, okay. So Ridge is just like, okay, and so they start talking about how crazy as a fox Sheila is, and they can't believe it. He Because Bill was like, I mean, I know she, had issues. He said, but not issues enough to shoot her own son and shoot Steffi, kill her own son and shoot Steffi. And they started talking, and so Ridge was like, yeah, and so then Bill starts telling Ridge, well, if you blame Sheila for this, right? And he said, of course. And he said, well, if you blame Sheila for it, why are you letting her win when it comes to your marriage? And Ridge said, let's talk about something that we can get along on. And he said, yeah, 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 we all blame Sheila, but you letting her win because you are punishing Brooke for something that Sheila did. He was like, Sheila is just as much, I mean, Brooke is just as much of a victim as Sheila's, as everyone else. She was not trying to drink. She would have never kissed Deacon had she been sober. And he was like, but you sitting here letting Sheila win by not going home. He was like, go home, man. And Deacon, Ridge said, you know what I like about you? Absolutely nothing. Get out of my office. Bill said, I'm not leaving. We're going to talk about this. He said, you might not want to take this advice or hear it from me. He said, but go home to your wife. Why are you making your wife beg when you know she was a victim and she never would have done that, and she loves you, and she's always choosing you or whatever. He was like, why are you making her beg like this? Why are you making her suffer like this? Go home, man. Like, stop being like this. And so Rich just told Bill, like, it really had nothing to do with you, and I don't want your unsolicited advice or whatever. And Bill was like, well, I'm just telling you, you're lucky to have Brooke, so act like it, sir. And so, Bill, next thing we see, Bill done left because he said what he had to say to Ridge. And so Ridge thinking about Brooke a little bit. And then Brooke goes and she calls Ridge, right? And I said, ma'am, I'm sorry. I know that's her husband, but you went and over there and saw him twice. Now you calling him. And I'm like, ma'am, this has become almost desperation at this point. And so she calls him to tell him that she kicked Deacon out and everything, and that she's gonna work on their marriage, and she wants to be with him, and she wants him to come home, and she just wants him to know that she misses him. I said, ma'am, he's very aware of this. You tell him this 3, 4, 5 times a day. He's very aware of this. If this man want to be home, let him come home to you at this point. Like, you've done everything that you could possibly do. And quiet is kept. Why is it that she has to kick Deacon to the side, but Ridge cannot do that for Taylor? I'm just saying, if you feel that Deacon is a problem in y'all marriage, Taylor is too. And you should be putting her to the side because Brooke feels a little insecure when it comes to Taylor as well. That's just my opinion. But let's keep on moving. So she tells him all this, and he's like, okay. And so they start, they have a flashback. Well, Brooke has a flashback about she and Deacon and their love together and everything. And so she tells Deacon, all right, good night, sweet dreams, I love you. And he hangs up the phone. I said, boy, stop playing with Brooke. Stop playing with Brooke. You couldn't say bye or sweet dreams. I said, well, maybe, I don't know. Why you didn't tell this woman I love you or sweet dreams? I said, maybe he don't, because he's confused. He don't want to go saying that, but that is your wife. And I am like, Deacon, that is your wife, and she is practically begging you to come home, and you know what Sheila did to her. Oh, y'all, that is the bold and the beautiful today. I will see you next time for a new episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Even if you don't subscribe, that's okay. I'll still be doing these videos for you. But hit that like button for me. It helps my YouTube algorithm and pushes these videos out there. Thanks, and I will see you tomorrow for a new episode.